What if paper currency never existed? Imagine a world without paper money, where gold coins and barter rule trade. Economies slow but honesty thrives, wealth concentrates yet inflation vanishes. By 2025, digital barter apps for 8 billion mix positives and negatives. This world redefines history. Stay with me, it's balanced. Hey, let's dive in. Welcome to Lost History. Truth ignites wonder here, weaving tales of what was or might have been. I'm your host, unraveling history's twists. Today, what if paper currency never existed? Take 5 seconds, like, subscribe, hit that bell. This journey's bold and unforgettable. Let's meet at the end. Your time's safe with me as we explore history's alternate paths. No paper currency divides economies, with barter and gold bringing positives like stability but negatives like slow trade. Society, technology, and culture transform by 2025. This question pulls us into a deep, vivid exploration. How do positives and negatives balance? Who shapes the future's course? What does 2025 look like? Buckle up, this alternate world is intricate and unexpected. The currency that never printed. In 7th century China, paper money's invention fails, with Tang dynasty's 50 million sticking to coins. Global trade, $100 million, relies on gold, silver, and barter, slowing exchanges 30%. No Song dynasty bills for 100 million, Europe 70 million never adopt paper. By 1500, trade, $1 trillion, drops 25% due to coin shortages, impacting 200 million. Banks, handling $1 billion, don't scale with notes. Mints, producing 10 million coins yearly, dominate, but economies for 500 million face transaction limits. Positively, no fiat inflation, saving 10% value for 1 billion over centuries, fostering trust in gold-based systems without hyperinflation crises claiming millions. Negatively, barter inefficiencies, used by 80% of traders, cost $500 million annually in lost time, slowing growth for 500 million in medieval markets. Gold's weight limits large deals, with merchants, 5 million, facing 20% higher costs, but this encourages honest trade, reducing fraud for 100 million. Coin shortages spark innovation, with digital barter precursors like tally sticks for 1 million users, but overall progress lags without paper's convenience. This absence brings positives in stability but negatives in speed, dividing the world into local, gold-bound economies for centuries. Trade and economies adapt. Trade slows without paper, with medieval Europe's markets for 100 million relying on barter, shrinking Silk Road $200 million by 20% from coin hoarding. Empires hoard gold, with Rome's successors, 70 million subjects, growing economies 15% slower, but positives include stable value, avoiding crashes for 200 million. Merchant banks finance 1,000 ships without notes, limiting credit for 50 million, negatively stalling long-distance trade $1 billion, but positively reducing debt bubbles. Colonial economies, 400 million subjects, barter goods, positively preserving local resources but negatively slowing industrialization for 1 billion by 1900. Positives shine in honest exchanges, with no counterfeiting claiming $100 billion losses, fostering trust for 500 million traders in gold-based systems. Negatives include wealth concentration, with elites holding 80% of $10 trillion gold, leaving masses, 1 billion, in poverty, sparking 5 million revolts by 1800. Digital alternatives emerge later, with barter apps for 1 billion by 2025, positively enabling global trade but negatively excluding 2 billion without tech access. Overall, economies balance positives in stability and negatives in inefficiency, creating a world of local markets for 8 billion in 2025. Banking and finance evolve differently. No paper means banks rely on gold, handling $500 million for 100 institutions, positively ensuring solid backing but negatively limiting loans for 50 million businesses. Bills of exchange don't evolve, slowing trade $1 billion for 1 million merchants, a negative for growth but positive in preventing financial crises like 1929. Stock markets delay to 1900, trading $100 billion later, negatively costing $50 billion in investments but positively avoiding bubbles bursting for 10 million investors. Gold standards persist, positively stabilizing value for 500 million but negatively causing shortages that disrupt economies for 100 million during rushes. Positives include reduced corruption, with no printing presses enabling $1 trillion in inflation theft, protecting savings for 1 billion over centuries. Negatives involve slower capital flow, with industries for 200 million lagging 20%, delaying innovations that could benefit 1 billion in health and transport. Barter credit systems, like tally sticks for 1 million users, positively build community trust but negatively limit scale for global trade $100 trillion by 2025. Finance in 2025 uses digital gold, positively secure for 4 billion but negatively excluding 3 billion without access, balancing security and inequality. Technology adapts to limits. Paper money fueled cash flow for industries, but without it, factories for 10,000 by 1800 delay to 1900, negatively slowing output $1 trillion for 1 billion people. Positively, barter encourages mechanical innovations, with steam engines powering 1 million machines by 1850, fostering resource-efficient tech for 500 million. Printing presses focus on books, producing 10 million texts, positively boosting literacy 50% for 100 million but negatively delaying digital tech for 5 billion. Medical tech suffers negatives, with X-rays saving 10 million delayed to 2000, but positives in herbal focus aiding 1 billion without radiation risks. Transportation lags, with steam trains moving 1 billion passengers delayed, negatively costing efficiency but positively reducing pollution for 2 billion. Science adapts, with universities training 10 million in mechanics, positively deepening knowledge but negatively slowing electronics for 4 billion by 2025. Renewables like wind for 1 billion delay, negatively raising costs but positively spurring local inventions that serve 500 million sustainably. By 2025, tech mixes positives in efficiency and negatives in speed, with mechanical systems for 8 billion creating a resource-conscious world. Culture emphasizes local ties. No paper localizes culture, with markets for 1,000 trading goods, positively fostering community art seen by 50 million, reflecting barter's simplicity. Literature romanticizes trade, with 100 million readers enjoying stories of merchants swapping goods, positively enriching narratives for 1 billion without financial greed themes. Education teaches barter skills, positively building practical knowledge for 50 million but negatively slowing abstract thinking for 100 million students. Art depicts gold and goods, with 10 million paintings, positively emphasizing craftsmanship but negatively restricting themes for 50 million viewers. Theater thrives regionally, with 100 million attendees, positively deepening community bonds but negatively delaying mass media for 3 billion. By 2025, culture balances positives in local vibrancy and negatives in isolation, with apps for 5 billion promoting barter stories in a fragmented world. Society navigates trade challenges. Barter hardens classes, with elites holding $5 trillion gold, negatively impoverishing 1 billion but positively encouraging communal sharing for 2 billion. Slavery, 10 million in 1500, persists longer without cash wages, negatively disrupting 50 million but positively spurring early abolition movements for 100 million. Women's roles involve barter markets, positively empowering 2 billion domestically but negatively limiting mobility in economies for 4 billion. Urbanization slows, with cities housing 1 billion by 1800, positively reducing overcrowding but negatively stalling innovation for 2 billion in rural areas. Education focuses on trade, positively skilling 100 million but negatively curbing arts for 50 million, shaping a practical society for 8 billion. Labor rights emerge from barter disputes, positively improving conditions for 100 million but negatively delaying unions for 200 million workers. Migration limits to local trades, positively preserving cultures for 1 billion but negatively isolating 2 billion from global opportunities. By 2025, society balances positives in community strength and negatives in inequality, with 8 billion navigating barter in a localized world. A radically different 2025. In 2025, No paper money means barter and gold for $8 billion, with trade $100 trillion slowing 20%, positively reducing inflation but negatively limiting growth. Tech adapts with mechanical systems, positively efficient for $5 billion but negatively delaying digital for $3 billion, creating resource-conscious innovations. Nature benefits from slower industry, positively regrowing 1 billion acres but negatively raising energy costs for 2 billion without efficient power. Culture thrives locally, positively vibrant for 5 billion with folk arts but negatively fragmented without global media for 4 billion users. Inequality persists, positively honest with gold for 1 billion elites but negatively impoverishing 5 billion masses, sparking 1 billion protests. Geopolitics fragments, positively stable with no fiat wars for 2 billion but negatively slowing alliances for 50 nations, risking 100 million in conflicts. Society reflects balance, positively communal for 4 billion but negatively isolated for 3 billion, with barter apps aiding 5 billion in daily trades. Global dynamics emphasize positives in trust and negatives in speed, with 8 billion in a world of local markets and enduring traditions. Let's wrap this up. No paper currency redefines history's arc. Barter and gold bring positives and stability but negatives and slow growth, dividing 8 billion in a localized world. One invention changes everything. Is this world honest or stagnant? Share your thoughts below. I read every comment. Love this? Subscribe, hit the bell, join our journey. Let's chase lost history together. What would you trade? Gold stability, barter's community, or digital alternatives, which shapes 2025 most? Tell me your thoughts and keep this adventure alive. This alternate reality challenges us to ponder a balanced or limited 2025. Your ideas drive our exploration. Let's unravel history's what-ifs together. Join our community. Subscribe, comment, share. What's the one currency you'd invent to reshape our world? Let's dive deeper into lost history next time.